guys? Welcome back to another Flickr video. Basically yesterday I was supposed to get this posted today, but unfortunately it has to be a bit delayed because due to being lazy to editing, plus lazy to do anything else to make it on schedule. And I apologize if I did make it, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is getting a new part, but anyways, doesn't matter, but yeah, today we're gonna be starting the big month of May from 2024, anyways, respectfully. The reason why is because May was a big month where I started photographing a lot often in May of 2024. You will see in the duration of the video. So basically, there will be two parts in May, respectfully. So there will be a post today and tomorrow, respectfully, for the respective way, anyways. And yeah, basically that's what's gonna happen right now. Because this will be a pretty long video anyway, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys are new, please smack the like and hit the bell notifications. And I hope you brought some popcorn or whatever. Bring some popcorn or get some snacks, whatever. And let's get into this very long video. So, no longer ado, no longer delays, whatever, blah blah blah. Let's get into this video. So start up from starting in May of 2024 is we have of course bus 19 2011 ICCE with a max for 7, and you can see it's pretty much parked driving by northwest side of Salt Lake. So basically, what you guys don't know, in May, this was the month when I started having difficult breathing and having runny nose at the same time. So basically, for the last few weeks and months, I've been mostly been having severe sore throats and runny nose and all that stuff. So there's a reason why I never been uploading that much often in May, and I've probably been skipping school for probably like almost the entire month because I was feeling super ill at the time. At the time I was doing these posts, or when the time I made these photos of buses. So it was kind of like a rough month at the time, and at the same time I was just having a bad relationship with my girlfriend, which even after all we didn't hardly get along anyways because I realized my friend from school actually was engaged. I'm pretty sure she's watching it by now. If she's watching it, I don't know. I don't know what I could say, but yeah, basically, I was kind of having a really traumatizing moment of her just being a spoiled brat, being her spoiled herself, being how spoiled she is, and I just didn't like both of them, so I just admitted, just, hope that happened. But unfortunately, I was sick for a month, so yeah, I don't want to talk too much about my relationship, anyways. But it might take forever. But yeah, let's continue. I don't want to talk too much anything about my information and stuff in the duration of this video. So yeah. So here's bus 28, and this one's a 2017 ICCE with a common size be 6.7 liter bus bus unit 28, and it's also driving by my. So basically, mostly my pictures are mostly taken in my driveway. So just a driveway in the background, there's the road right here. And yeah, you can see pretty much, it looks pretty well in these days, but yeah, it doesn't look really bad in these days in 2024, anyways, basically. And yeah, it looks pretty fine in its days, but yeah. It just kind of feels a little yellowish instead of like orangish. But it's kind of the color reflection, even including this one. Like, it looks ironically kind of hardly still has the color, but at the same time, it's starting to show its age well. Plus, starting to have like a lot of scratches all over its driver's side. I don't know what they even think about repainting them, but I guess they were not really. They're pretty cheap. They don't think they have really finance to repaint their full thing, but yeah, let me comment below that you think they should do that in the comments, though. It would be kind of cool if I actually bought this bus and then I could repaint the whole entire bus. But I think that this bus won't even last forever, since basically it's a max for 7, but even though it does not have any complaints about this bus breaking down a lot compared to the other IC buses that they have right now, which still starting to break down more often than Bus 19. Bus 19 never had breakdowns that much. besides bus 9, 11, and 12, sometimes break down a lot often nowadays. So they're hoping to find new buses next year, I guess, to replace those older buses, like the Maxworth buses. Which I'm pretty sure Maxworth buses are slowly starting to extend in their company, anyways. Even though there's still more Maxworth buses out there, anyways. Here's bus 28. Of course, I did take a look early, anyways. So basically, that's it. Here's bus 32 as a 2019 ICCE with the gasoline PSI gasoline. So the only confusing part about this bus, rather if this bus will be a common ISB 6.7 liter or a gasoline. Unfortunately, this bus is completely a gasoline because, of course, it doesn't have the Commons badge, and also it kind of hardly sounds like a PSI gasoline. Hardly, if you look at the side. So yeah, it looks like it doesn't look really bad in its days though, for real. Just like 28, it does pretty well in its days with its color code, anyways. But it's kind of just the reflections, just making it make it like it feels more difficult to tell what it looks like. Anyways. So anyways, this is a really different area. Basically, so here's St. Albert's Transit Bus 885. That's a 2009 NFL D40 LFR with a Cummins SL and ISL, more like it. But and this one was driving through an intersection in St. Albert Trail in St. Paul, St. Albert, Alberta. So basically, it's just making an intersection towards the St. Albert Trail, and I think it was basically trying to do it anyways, but that's what I was just saying. But yeah, basically, I went to St. Albert because I had to go for a tow appointment because I have an ingrown toe. Yeah, you might say it's pretty disgusting, but yeah, I would agree more than that. And I was lucky I didn't have to go through that surgery, and maybe because it was so expensive. But I'm still doing with kind of hardly doing with it to this day, but not really severely compared to before in the years previously. But yeah, here's 99893. This one's a 2015 NFI DXD40 that comes SL ISL 9, and yeah, it's stopped at St. Albert Trail and Glary Woods Drive in St. Albert, Alberta. So it's basically stopped at a street. I had to research that too, so yeah, that took a while to do that. And also look at that. Look at that. That's a Tesla. Holy crap. That's a freaking Tesla, bro. That's legit a Tesla. Is that more common that Teslas are starting to appear out of nowhere anyways? Because Teslas are being a trend for electric cars. Which is crazy. And also this is a pretty much a transit, so yeah. It's pretty dirty though. But they're still in the rear bus. I had to also edit this since it was pretty much showing the vehicle a lot. Including the previous ones though too. Anyways, here's a really first Southland Transportation bus since September. Um, Southland Transportation 5060 2013 ICCE with a Master 7. Parked at Enement Drive North in St. Alberta. I had to basically edit it, of course, just like the other one has to be edited because of the driver exterior. So I want to make sure it's like more detailed instead of showing more detail in the vehicle. So basically, that's what happened. So here's the bus. It doesn't look really bad in this day, but really, it just kind of looks a little. You could say it's starting a little bit faded, a little bit. It's starting to fade a bit, but it just kind of feels off to this day. It looks kind of doing a bit off to in its days, but yeah, that's what basically it is right now. It doesn't have the really orangish color nowadays. It just feels more like, feels a bit more yellowish, goldish bus, faded, chalkish bus, whatever. But yeah, it's been pretty much basically 11 years old since this 12 years bus, and 12 years since they built this bus, so I guess it's starting to slowly fade as time flies anyways. But things changed a lot afterwards as I get into the yard anyways. So here's the Southland Transportation 7930 2018 Bluebird Metrobird G5 for the Ford E450 with the Ford trade-in 6.8 liter V10, and it's pretty much driving down 149th Street, which goes towards the Northwest Bus Yard, which you'll see shortly. So here you could see the buses there, but also it is one of the most kind of viewed posts that I actually posted right now at 261. So thanks a lot, anyways. Plus two favorites. So it's pretty cool. My photos are getting a little popular around this period of time at the time being because I've been posting a lot of these buses at the time. And that's why I got more popularity than before. And then slowly, afterwards, I started finishing up that. It just started going downwards. But hey, it is what it is. You can't judge the views by their likings. Here's a Southland Transportation bus, 3914 2011 IC Thompson 2 with the comments iSpace 617. And here it is parked in the yard. This is pretty much the sideway yard. You know, the one that goes, you're going to the fence between these big buildings right there. Yeah, that's basically what happened. I usually go there, but I was looking at it get scolded out of their property next to the shop because honestly, that'd be kind of too bad because I don't want to get basically kicked out. But anyways, um, basically I have to edit it because the car is starting to show pretty much the vehicle a lot, so I had to edit it in the most oddest way possible. But yeah, it is what it is. But I can't really judge it anyways by the looks of it. And yeah, basically it is pretty much for like a Chinatown unit. I think it's for buses that go to Chinatown. I think so because they have the Chinese lettering text on the bus on the back, which I think it's coming from Chinatown. I believe this route for Southland. I think this is go to Chinatown. I believe, if I'm not wrong, it should go to Chinatown. I think. Southland Transportation 5051 is the 2013 ICC with a max for 7. And it's also parked in the yard, of course. I think most are going to be parked in the yard, so I don't have to demonstrate the entire thing for the entire duration, since mostly it's going to be basically be in the yard anyways. And yeah, you can tell it looks pretty well in these days, and including that bus next to it anyways. But yeah, like it looks like it's not pretty bad in these days as well, because besides being a bit dirty and rusty in the same time, pretty dusty, dirted, and also rust at the same time, which is pretty kind of ruins the look of the bus nowadays. Here's the bus again. 2013 ICBE with a max for 7, and of course this one's supposed to be a handicap. I think, if I'm not wrong, this is supposed to be a handicap right here. This one's an ICBE. The reason why I can tell it's an ICBE is the number and also basically the way it looks. Maybe I don't know. It's supposed to be a shorty wheelbase one, so it's a bit shorter than the CE right here, or it could be wrong. But yeah, basically that's what it is, anyways. And yeah, here's another bus. This one's 3982. This one's a 2012 ICCE with the max for DT, and basically, yeah, it's pretty much this one's. Oh, also, it's actually kind of ironically, there is something weird about this bus. Oh, look at that. Actually, I'm surprisingly 3470s right here. It also has a ghost sticker on there, which I don't know why it still has that anyways. I discovered that right now. But yeah, here's the bus. It looks pretty well in its days compared to this 2008. This one, it looks pretty faded. But look at this one. It looks pretty well in its days too. Look at the reflections. Pretty well. It looks pretty well. It feels pretty well compared to this one. This one's more faded. This one's not even really 100% completely faded in the reflection, I think, which is pretty amazing. I guess the quality changed during the day, so it kind of made the bus's reflection more, more oranges instead of this fadish yellowish color right there. that you saw earlier in this at the time, anyways. But yeah, basically, it just doesn't look bad in these days, though. Just saying. I didn't able to get 470 also because honestly, due to some reasons. But anyways, I got Harley 415. Here's 415. This one's a 2013 ICCE. But the most weirdest thing I never discovered. So basically, usually 2013s would have the new tinted window frames, but for some weird coincidence, they have the 2012 to 2005 to 2012 windows, which I don't know why it's there, or it could be a different bus. I'm pretty confused about these windows designs. As I was looking at this bus, it feels more confusing because the windows are mostly 2012s, not 2013s, which doesn't make any bloody sense, even though it's supposed to be a 2013, not a 2012, which is pretty confusing. According to the old photos from Bus Drawings, aka I forget his name, he did make a picture of this bus, and it never had kind of like those windows, but for some reason they did add those in the rear, which just doesn't make any bloody sense. I could be wrong, but you know the number does not lie, anyways, which doesn't make any bloody sense. Here's 6522. That one's a 2016 Thomas C2. It's pretty hard to tell because I'm trying to because of the reflection, but yeah, basically that. It's basically that. Or you can also get a great view right here, and there's 6563. And I don't know what this bus is right there. It just goes all the above. So yeah, I rushed, and then afterwards we went back, and then we went and parked the vehicle anyways. And you can see in the spot eye, you can see 39,671 right there, pretty much parked right there right now, anyways. And yeah, you could tell, just like the other photo that we saw earlier, it does not look really faded compared to the 2009 or 8 model years, because basically it's not pretty old. But eventually, in about the next few years, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get completely chalk faded anyways by the time 2025 hits. Or I don't know. I'm not sure how long they can last the paint job, but the paint job feels really bit better in my photos to this day, and it feels well in its days, anyways. But yeah, basically, it's kind of crazy. 447, and this one's a 2017, if I'm right. Thomas Minotaur with the GM Votex 3.7 6.0 liter. I almost said 3.7. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, here's another handicap of the Thomas Minotaur, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's a Chevy. I think pretty much it is a Chevy, pretty much. By the way, here's a 2015 Thomas C2 with the Cummins ISP 6.7. And this one's a shorty C2, not a handicap, a typical handicap or whatever. But you won't know. This could be used for special needs shorty units. Who knows? It could be for use for shorty special need buses, I guess, perhaps. I'm not sure, but yeah, it could be basically like that. But who knows? But yeah, that's the bus right here. See, nothing much crazy happened to this bus, but besides being, it looks pretty well and it stays in 2015 though too. Even this one, it looks slowly faded on the roof, but as you look in the bottom, it looks pretty new. I actually realized that. And also this one, here's a 2019 Bluebird Metro Bird Bluebird MB with a Ford Transit, and it's with the engine with the Ford Dortec 3.7 liter. And this one's a sister of 8385, which basically is in Cold Lake bus lines, but unfortunately it is supposed to be a handicap, basically, but everyone doesn't know that. But the reason is because I did took a look at this bus, but unfortunately it's not easy to tell it's a handicap, because basically it doesn't really show its handicap on the front unless you look at the rear side of the bus, which never happened anyways. But yeah, basically It's basically a handicap just like this one right here, but you can't really see it in the old pictures back then. So it's kind of too bad anyways. Here's the 7507. That's a 2017 Thomas Torch Chevrolet Express 4500 with a GMC Votex 7.0 liter. And this one's a handicap also. So yeah, basically like that. Here's 6587. This one's a 2019 Bluebird Vision with the Ford Trident 6.8 liter V10. And yeah, basically, yeah, you can see this here, the rear back of the bus, but yeah, here it is anyways. And yeah, this is a propane. This is also basically based in Edmonton mostly. These buses are mostly located in Edmonton mostly. So yeah, here's one of the Edmonton Bluebird 2019 units here. So yeah. Yeah, here's the same bus earlier, but in the rear back this time. 7930, of course, a 2018 Bluebird Metrobird. I forgot to put G5 in it, but whatever. With a Ford E450. I'm sorry, I'm such a rush, guys. So if I never properly description it properly, I apologize because I was kind of like a rush guy. I just never really paid attention to anything at all costs, even while offline, anyways. So I apologize, anyways. Here's a 2011, well, basically a 2010. Was it supposed to be a 2011 or 2010? I'm so confused. 2011 Corbin Couture 4E450 with the Ford Trans 6.8 liter V10. I think this was supposed to be a 2011, I think, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I was just looking at the freaking wiki and just seeing of the bus's wiki information, and I think it said 2011. So I guess I was kind of, I don't know what was going on in my head, but yeah. So you can see pretty much it doesn't look really faded in these days, but still it still has the the regular paint job, never faded at all. It's pretty improved compared to the older buses like the early 2010s buses. They're just really faded quickly compared to the others. But yeah, it looks like in my pictures they look pretty well these days. But yeah, here's 62, 64 as a 2015 Thomas C2 with the Cummins ISB 617. And this one's also a handicap C2, which is pretty amazing. A special need C2, which is pretty amazing for it. So yeah. So here's a 7963 2019 Bluebird MB4 Transit with the Ford door tag 3.7 liter. And you can see this one's not a handicap at all. It's just a regular Ford Transit Bluebird Metrobird MB. Anyways, so basically, here's C2s and Bluebirds in the background. I could just walk back there, but I was too lazy and decided to go the easy way. Also, at the meantime, I found this cool bus. Basically parked at the yard by the shop. And this one is 4073, and this one is a 2013 um ICCE with the Max Force 7, and you can see pretty much yeah, it doesn't really show the driver's I-Feel Transportation's text at the moment. Perhaps it's pretty hard to see if it actually in driver's I-Feel Transportation text, but at the time, I don't think so, because this one's basically were transported in August of 2022, so that was probably like way before this bus was gonna start fading a lot. So usually if the buses fade, they would show like the text where it used to be before it became transferred to another company, but perhaps that never happened. It's really invisible. The driver's eye field transportation logo is more not appeared in one of the X company's buses, which is pretty insane at the time being. But whatever. And here's 5087. This one's a 20. Here's a really bad rear view of a really further view of a 2013 ICCE handicap, basically. And yeah, this one's basically a handicap CE. Basically. This one's basically a handicap CE. And it's currently just parked at the yard, of course, as usual, because I think most of them, and also they're pretty cool. You can actually see the Edmonton's tallest building in the entire city, of course, the capital city of Edmonton. You can see all those big skyscrapers in the horizon, I guess, perhaps, from the background, which is amazing. Pretty cool, amazing background from my apartment. Some big buildings right behind us. But anyways, so yeah. So here's a really random rare thing to find is a 2012 or 2013 Dodge Caravan. So this is probably one of their work units, I think, perhaps. But for some reason, I think they're supposed to be their work units. I think they were supposed to be work vehicle units, which is kind of weird. Why did they decide to add these minivans for some reason? I just guessed a 2012 or 13 based on the years when all the vehicles were purchased that year, so I believe it could be a 2012, I would say, because they recently just been purchasing a lot of buses in 2012 with CEs, and also recently they purchased a Bluebird Vision in 2013. So it could be a 2013 or 2012, but I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments below what you think about this minivan, Southland Transportation minivan that's just parked right outside of Edmonton right now. But that's my guess right here for now. I don't have the engine, so I'm not really researching engines that much. So I'm just gonna call it as it is. Here's a Southland bus. It's 7572 2019 Blue Revision with a 4-tread 6.8 liter V10 propane. And you can see here's a side view of the bus, of course, and also you get a rear view of the bus, so you get an easy back view. But besides, not showing the lights, but you could get a really hard view of the bus right there. But yeah, basically I might. So you guys, if you don't know about this, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know what I could mean. So basically, my father parked right up to this building right here, going towards the TD Assurance Auto Center, behind the auto center, and basically we parked up to here, and then I decided to photography out in this area, behind the shop on the south side of the yard. So basically, I could just easily photography right up to this road. Unfortunately, I did the opposite thing that I always planned in the beginning, is going, with this little sidewalk right here. If you don't know the sidewalk, so basically I walked through this big sidewalk that goes towards it basically goes, there's a little sidewalk, which is a pretty good idea because at least you get a pretty good IQ detail on the rear buses, on the buses. Yeah, it did go as quarter plan, but I don't want to risk going out too further out anyways, but I was going to basically go out to here and then rear back my way back here and then wrap it up. So yeah, basically that's what I was basically going to do. So yeah, it was not bad as I might thought it was earlier, but yeah, that was basically what happened. Yeah, there was mostly like C2s, Bluebird 2019, Bluebird Visions, and CEs. There was like a lot of 2013s and 2009, 2011, 20. I think there was not a lot of 2011s, but there was a lot of 12, 13s, and 2015s, 16s, and 19s, and also newer minibuses like Thomas Tours and Bluebird, Metrobird, MBs, Transits. So yeah, there's a lot of buses that were in this company. So yeah, that's basically what happened most of the video or most of the photography. So yeah, basically that's what happened. So yeah. Alright, let's go back to the video anyways. Let's continue onwards. So here we have another bus, 3704, 2011 ICCE with a Maxor 7, and also basically parked at the yard, of course, as usual. So basically 3702 used to be at this yard, but unfortunately, later afterwards, by the time I was doing this, it was transferred to Pryor's bus lines, which is crazy. I was thinking it would be in here, but basically it wasn't until I got recent. There was a recent update with different wiki saying that it was already been transferred to Pryor's bus line at the moment. So it's no longer in Edmonton, but it was originated in Edmonton, I think, back in the early mid 2010s, I think. Well, there was an image of it in the Northwest bus yard, I think, basically. So yeah, there was basically a picture of these buses, anyways. But I won't show you because I'm not gonna re-edit it again because I'm gonna be so done with these stupid editings, anyways. By the way. So yeah, just like I said, the quality's not bad. It just feels like a new bus right now, but the roof kind of feels faded in the roof topping, but not the entire body in front. The bottom body is still looking well to this day, which is pretty lackingly shocking compared to other buses nowadays. So here's 6853. This one is a 2019 Bluebird Vision, the Ford Trend 6.8 liter propane, and you can see pretty much basically right now it is basically just sitting in the yard, of course, since after all it was a holiday at the time. But I'm just kidding, it wasn't. It was Friday, okay? But it was early in the noon, so it's not really like root session at the moment. Here's 67. This one's a 2015 Thomas C2 with the comments, ISB 6.7. So basically, this one's another sister of 68, which is basically still in Cold Lake. But basically, I've never been seeing it since 2 years. So yeah, here's a new quality of the bus, like the sister of this bus. But you can see basically it kind of looks newer, just like the 2018. So I think C2s and hardly CEs and Bluebirds, well, not anymore for 2012s and 13s maybe. Yeah, sadly 2012s and 13s never last long for their paint jobs, and they just eventually fade more quicker than other buses. But 2015s are pretty hardly still keeping up with their paint jobs to this day, but yeah. I never experienced a 2014 yet, but I know 2013s and 2012s are slowly fading as we speak at the moment. Well, 13s are starting to fade more often than the 2012s. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, that's what basically is happening. Oh my gosh, my dogs are barking. Oh, there goes my little granny. First night, the little dog, my old granny dog. Oh, she's gonna bark. Oh, oh, man, no. Yeah. Won't you shut up? Won't you shut up? Anyways, I apologize for my dogs barking. They're like so sensitive nowadays, and it's annoying when I'm doing recordings right now. It is annoying with these dogs sometimes, but yeah, it is what it is. They're dogs. There's nothing you can do about it anyways, basically. So here's 60, 76, 72. This one's a 2020 Bluebird Vision with the Ford Transit 6.8 V10. And this one, yeah, basically it's a propane. Just like, I think most are just propanes, not gasolines or nothing else crazy like Comets or whatever. But really, it doesn't really matter anyways because really, yeah, here's another 20. This one's a 2020 this time, not 2019. Also, this one's a 2017 Bluebird Vision with the Ford Trident 6.8 liter V10. The reason why you can tell it is because the windows are different compared to the other 2019s and 2020s, respectively. The only big difference is their window precision. So the emergency exit precisions are different. Instead of being like basically going right here, it's basically a little forward, and also this one's also there. Which also I realized it kind of looks a bit different compared to that, but yeah, what I don't know why was that? Like why is the windows like that? Like why there's space for like usually buses would have three spaces before the emergency exit and then another three and then emergency exit and then onwards. because like each three windows apart, they usually be three windows apart before emergency exit appears. Before you hit emergency exit. So yeah, that's kind of weird when they decide to do that. Anyways, I discovered that right now, but yeah, basically that. So yeah, here's a really cool bus. This one's is a 2024 Thomas C2 with a Cummins ISB 617 liter. And this one's also one of the Southland's recent repurchased Thomas C2 buses. This is one of their recent trans bus bought buses right now. They bought these buses in 2023, and now, yeah, basically now they're just basically they're basically running for other bus companies, and also that too. But I don't know. I might be just making up words anyways, but whatever. So yeah, you could tell basically it has LEDs, LED package. I did recently took one of the videos of one of their 2024 units, AK 78, 7987, which was a 2024. Also, I didn't know how they didn't mention it until now, because I don't know, maybe because I'm so confused by the lighting when they installed them in 2024. Which gets that's more obvious why 2024s are more obvious, because they added these new extra lightings, I don't know, for the night times. But nowadays, don't necessarily need them that much. But yeah, well, maybe, but I don't know. Because it just basically, as the time zone changed, we get early sunsets a little bit. But after all, it is crazy. We get hardly early sunsets, so it doesn't really necessarily need a lot of that much. Since time zones are gonna go a bit behind, so that means we get early sunsets a little bit compared to before. So yeah, here's 6286 2015 Thomas C2 with the Cummins ISB 6.7, and you can see basically it is reversing back behind us, but more shockingly, it does have a reverse sound, because mostly some C2s do not have reverse sounds on the C2s. And I think unless it's only for the 2018s, because the 2018s did not have reverse sounds, but the 2015 does have it. So I don't have video clips of it, but it would be kind of cool to make a video of it backing up, which would have been a cool experience too. Here's a Tier 6594 2019 Ice Bluebird Vision with a propane Ford Transit 6.8 liter V10. And also next to it is a 2012 CE, which has an unknown number, because basically I don't know the number basically, because I can't even find the number what this bus number is. But basically it has a route number 2 something 1 2 F, I guess, basically. So yeah, it doesn't have a number on the bottom basically, but it has a number on the front. But I'm just not sure what year this bus was built in the first place, what year it was completely built. But yeah, basically they actually look at the colors beside each other. They look pretty, pretty like well in these days. But basically just the bottom feels more newish, and then just the roof's just a bit hardly faded. But yeah, that's kind of hardly shocking. It's 6586 2019 Bluebird Vision with a Ford Triumph 6.8 liter V10. So basically, those are all the buses that they have. Yeah. So here's bus anyways, right here. And here's another one that's also pre-tripping. While the time I was making this picture, this one's 6902. This one's a 2017 Bluebird Vision with the Ford Trident 6.8 liter V10 propane, and you can see it's pretty much doing a pre-trip. You can tell by its lighting right now. Basically, it's kind of going a pre-trip. I was lucky that nobody was not really upset about me just photographing a bus being on pre-trips. Which would have been embarrassing if I got someone on picture, because basically it would be pretty be more privacy though. But yeah, basically like that. And here's another pretty cool bus. Here's, I think, Harley, you can see by the bottom, 8875. This one's a 2024 Thomas C2 But does it have this? Oh, it does have this sign. Never mind. Okay, it was very fun. I was wondering if it did have the text, but the text is right up front anyways. But it's kind of weird. But with the Cummins ISB 6.7 liter, and here's the bus. Um, Another one of their brand new buses, and also here's a sister of 7988, 7987 is a 29 a 2019 no 2024 Thomas C2 with a common size B6.7. Of course, right here, here's another of them. And yeah, basically that's pretty much it. And yeah, that's basically the buses that are right here, anyways. But yeah. So yeah, that's what one of their buses right here. So here's another. Here's a pretty common more bus here. Here's 2446. This one's a 2009 ICCE. Is it a 300? No, it's a 200. Is it a 200? 200 with a max for 7, according to Wiki. And this one's also in the yard. And here's a rear side of the bus. And a sideway view of the bus also. You can see pretty much, of course, as usual, just like, what I said earlier, buses like these can easily fade. So you can see it's pretty much 100% faded. Well, I'm pretty sure basically it pretty much fades in probably like 2018 or 17. I don't know. I'm not sure because I don't think these paint jobs don't even last forever. Compared to now, buses are just getting older, just starting to fade more easier. I think it depends on the weather or condition, basically. But yeah, these buses are just really showing their age pretty rustically, you know. And even cooler that has the change sign thing, whatever. But yeah, you can, even if you actually change them into the schools, you can also change it to a charter if you have to on your buses. So it doesn't necessarily need changes, but it does. You can use it for field trips or whatever, which is pretty cool. You can also use it for charters too, which is pretty amazing. Even if it's a school bus, but you can also use it for field trips, which is pretty awesome. Maybe they should use it for field trips more often. LOL. But whatever. That's just my theory, anyways. Here's 4713. This one's a 2013 ICCE 200 max per 7. And yeah, basically this one is a max per 7. And this one's used to be in Calgary, in Southland Calgary, but eventually this one is pretty much located at the time in the time of May 2024. This was relocated to Edmonton, Southland, that's where you are for some reason. I'm not sure this was supposed to be temporary, I think, to be in Southland's Edmonton yard, which just doesn't make any sense. That's mostly these buses are mostly located in Calgary, which doesn't make any bloody sense, according to the wiki. But anyways, here's another really crazy view of here's 7942. This one's a 2018 Bluebird Mitsubishi 5 with the 445 with the Ford Transit 6.8 liter V10, and it's a handicap basically. And yeah, here's one of them. And here's another one of the other buses, 3954, 2011, I think, or 2010, I think, towards the wiki. Or it's pretty much a 2010 Corvette Cochoyam Ford E450 with a Ford Transit 6.8 liter 10. And it's basically 3954. And just like I said earlier, it just looks pretty well and stays though, because of its paint job. Yeah, basically like that. But yeah. So here's another bus, 3474. This one is a 2008 ICCE, and this one was originated as a Jordan's bus lines before it became Southline, renamed to Southline soon later once it was brand new. And yeah, it's to this day it's still Southland, and it's still hardly active to the road. Besides 3472 and 3477, which did have a collision in 2022 in Cold Lake bus lines. However, what does nobody knows that 3476 isn't definitely in Cold Lake, but it's pretty unknown where it is. Pretty recently, it's unknown where it is. But the last time I saw it was like December 2021, or I don't know. So yeah, basically, there's some 34. Those buses are just recently in Cold Lake, but there's some are just still in Southland in Edmonton right now. Basically, yeah. Here's another one like these, but yeah, I had to give a great view, but also make sure that. But yeah, here's another one. Here's another bus. Here's a great view of this bus. Anyways, here's 194. This one's a 2010 ICCE. With the max for 7. You can see pretty much it looks pretty much faded. Besides the window, besides the door right here is still intact with the paint job, which is pretty shocking. Unless it was a new replacement window, but I'm not sure. And you can also see the license plate underneath, and also the number itself, which basically I put that right there, just for the information on Ricky. But anyways, no matter do, let's take a look again. Here's 7994. This one's also a 2024. Thomas C2 with the Cummins ISP 6.7. And this is the final picture going toward before we head to the corner, which is this is probably like 75% done of our video, which is pretty much 3/4 of the video by now. But yeah, that's what basically it is. So here's 54 54.9. This one is a 2013 ICBE hen cab, and this one originated as a driver's out field transportation, and it was originally been transferred to from Prince George, BC to Edmonton as a spare or exam bus, pretty much. And here's another bus, 5782. This one is a 2013 ICBE. You can't see the BE, but it's pretty much a BE because of the doors designs too, which pretty much tells it. This one's a BE, by the way. So yeah. And also they have a really short wheels and all that stuff. So yeah, it's more obvious to tell that's an ICBE, but also it's grout and all that stuff. All the hoods and all that stuff can be obvious. Here's a rear back of the bus, maybe. It's pretty much, you can see pretty much, it looks like it's pretty much been, pretty much bent a lot these days over the years, which is pretty wicked. Like, it feels like it went through like a real wicked accident, but to this day it still runs pretty well. Like, jeez, look at the back. It feels like someone hit it on the back of the back of the bus, bro. But to this day, it's still there, but I'm not sure. But it looks of it. Here's 7079 right out next to it, and it's also A20 13 ICBE, of course, too. I think there's two, both they're both ICBEs, but yeah, that's what basically they are. Anyways. Here's a more unusual bus or unusual van right now. Here's a Mercedes. This one's a Mercedes bronze Sprinter with the OM 642 and 3.0 liter diesel. And this one's pretty much a shorter van, which is pretty much common, used to be in Saskatchewan, where Jordan bus line used to be located until 2018. Then I guess it was recently been transported to Edmonton recently in 2019. and to this day, it's still there. Well, that's what I said. And this is one of the I see. And you can see right here, the buses that you didn't see yet is one of the 2025s, I realize, right now. So if you see those buses right there, I think I did a video of it, but basically one of those new Thomas Minotaurs are basically 2025s because the more honest way that the Thomas Minotaurs are the most honest thing they actually decide to do in the 2025 model year is to do not add the black hood. So basically, they add just the yellow hood, just like an actual American bus, which more commonly all Canadian buses are more common with the black grille, with the black hood mostly. But nowadays, many buses like those are common with the yellow hood instead of black, which doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. I'm not sure this was a new decision for the next year to see how it goes. I'm not sure was actually supposed to be planned that way. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of a weird decision. Here's another rear view. Here's another side view of 3974. This one's a 2012 ICCE. Um, yeah. Here you can see basically. Oh, you can actually tell. Look at the emblem. That's actually been taken. You can pretty much tell. Look at that. Look at the emblem. The emblem is crazily taken down crazily, but you can actually tell how much the bus is hardly starting to fade a little bit. You can tell a little bit how much it's starting to slowly fade. But it tells of the bus. But here's another 2024 Thomas C2. And also another Thomas C2. Another 2044. Alright, as I said earlier, these both are 2024 Thomas C2s. Honestly, here's 8873 and 8878 883, I think. But yeah, they're both 20C2s, I guess. Oh, I actually realized I forgot to put ISB, but whatever. Anyways, here's a 2017 Bluebird Vision with the Ford Trident 6.0 liter V10. And here it is. The only way you could actually see it in general is the one on the roof. Yeah, you can't see the number on the front, but the only way you can see it is right there. So yeah. Here's a really big zoom in of 7583. This one's a 2019 Bluebird Vision with Ford Trident 6.8 liter V10. So basically, mostly they have Bluebird. They mostly have Bluebird 2019 Bluebird Visions in their yards, basically rather in the main yard and the south yard or the north yard, and also the other spare yard, which they do have it in the same area as the other yard. But yeah, that's what basically it is. Here's 7917. This one's a 2018 Bluebird Metro Bird J5 with a Ford Trident 6.8 liter V10. And yeah, basically, this one's a regular Bluebird Metro Bird G5, not a handicap version. Basically, here's another one with a handicap. This one's a 2017 Thomas Minotaur Chevrolet Express 4500 with a GM Voltec 6.0 liter, and this one's a handicap this time. And here's a really, this one was recently just been, parked right now. This one is 7989. This one is a 2024 Thomas C2 with the Commons ISP 6.7. And yeah, here's another one. This one's a pretty unique one. But I hardly really see it only once. But this one is a 2017 Bluebird Vision with a Ford Trident 6.8 liter with a handicap. This is a pretty unique one. This one, you can only see the rear back of the bus, but basically this one is a handicap Bluebird Vision. So this one's basically a handicap rear back vision of the bus. And yeah, it's pretty hard to tell the capacity, but the truth is this capacity is 54 plus with handicap, plus a handicap, anyways. So it's mostly just two windows taken up and just one window, and then emergency exit, and then onwards. So yeah, this one's a 54 passenger, anyways, or a 60 passenger, I think, mix, because I think it's a 60-ish, but it's a 54 because of the handicap people or special need people. But yeah, here's a 7207. This one is a 2017. Thomas, just give me a bloody second. Why am I so stupid? Thomas Bentor, the Chevrolet Express 4500, 6.0 liter, 6.0 liter. And also this one is a higher base bus, but I didn't mean to call it C2. I had no idea why they call it C2. I think it was just copy and pasting stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, basically, yeah, this one is basically a pretty more common, really conditioned bus. But this one is high based, so basically it's at high floor. So it looks kind of like it kind of looks weird, but at the same time, this one is pretty much the floor is lower up than just being below. But this one's kind of like a weird thing, but whatever. I'm not gonna judge it anyways based on the looks. So here's 2277, the rear back of the 2011 ICCE with the max for 7. So yeah, here's the bus right here, and not much crazy has changed that much besides being a bit starting to feel more orangish. It still has the orange color anyways. Besides being a bit older anyways. Alright, back into the video. Here's a golden arrow. This one's unusual. This is an unusual one because this one is 1066, and I believe this one is a 2019 ICCE with the Cummins ISP 617, and this one is a pretty much parked at the Source Office Furniture in Edmonton, Alberta. I forgot to put Edmonton, Alberta on the text anyways, but whatever. Anyways, let's continue. Here's a really odd view of a South Florida Transportation Bus 3944. This one's a 2018 Bluebird Metrobird G5, and this one is in handicap. And yeah, it is right here. Don't mind me, I'm just playing my little dog right here, but yeah. So basically it's happening. Here's another bus, besides these people walking down the road. Here's 4699. This one's a 2007 NFI D40 LFR of the Commons ISL IPRA 2007. And yeah, it's pretty much according to this is at the stop at the intersection at 114 Avenue Northwest. Basically, that's what it is. And here's another one. Here's another for Edmonton Transit. I guess I'm starting to get trending with the Edmonton Transit basically. And here's another 2007 NFI D40 LFR with the Commons SISL EPRA 2007s. I think there's a lot of EPRA 2007s on there. 2007 2009 model years basically, which was crazy. Here's a newer bus. Here's a 2020 NFI XD60 with the Commons L9, and it's drives at an intersection at Prince Elizabeth Avenue, Northwest of Edmonton, Alberta. I think it's the same thing along with this one too. This one also is located in the Prince Elizabeth Avenue, Northwest of Edmonton, Alberta. And here's another one they driving by. Here's the same Albert again. A13. This one the 2006 NFL D40 LF with the caliper C9, which is pretty much a kind of like a hard a nostalgia caliper unit. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, basically, this one's driving at Kingsway Northwest, somewhere heading down the road. Anyways, heading down downtown, I guess, believe so. That's why it says VIA downtown, I guess, pretty much, basically. Alright, we're gonna end this video also because this is gonna be the end of the video for now. So, if you guys are brand new, make sure you subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy this long video. I worked so hard and talking so many times in this damn video. And I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.